Anna was different, always quiet, always kind. At 28, she still saw the good in everyone, even those who didn't deserve it. She lived a simple life, working at the local library, surrounded by the stories she loved, stories of heroes and villains. Little did she know her own story was about to take a dark turn. Her apartment, though small, was a sanctuary, filled with plants and bathed in sunlight. She found solace in the quiet moments, her fingers tracing the spines of books, her mind lost in fantastical world. The real world, however, held a harsh reality she couldn't ignore forever. High school had been a cruel teacher. Years later, the whispers and laughter still echoed in her ears. Freak, they'd hiss, their words like venom. They mocked her quiet nature, her love for books, her simple clothes. The ringleader, a cruel girl named Jessica, had been particularly relentless. Even now, Jessica hadn't changed. Still the queen bee, she reveled in making Anna's life a misery. Cruel jabs disguised as jokes, snide remarks about her appearance, her job, her solitary existence. Anna endured it all with a quiet strength, her inner peace a shield against the onslaught. But shields, even the strongest, could only withstand so much. Life, as it often did, dealt a devastating blow. Her grandmother, her only family, her rock, her confidant, was gone, snatched away by a sudden illness. Anna was left reeling, the pain a gaping wound in her soul. The world, once filled with muted colours, turned a bleak and desolate grey. The whispers started again, not from her tormentors this time, but from within. Whispers of anger, of injustice, of a rage that simmered beneath the surface, threatening to consume her. Grief, she discovered, was a dangerous companion. The library, once her refuge, became a cage. Each patron's whisper, each creak of a bookshelf, grated on her raw nerves. She couldn't escape the memories, the pain, the burgeoning rage. It pulsed within her, a living thing demanding release. One afternoon, Jessica sauntered in, her posse flanking her like loyal hounds. The air crackled with malicious glee as they zeroed in on Anna, their laughter piercing her fragile control. "Look at the little librarian," Jessica sneered, her voice dripping with fake sympathy. So sad about Granny. Something snapped. Anna's vision blurred. The whispers in her head reached a fever pitch. Silence, she thought, her voice a strangled gasp. Silence fell, an unnatural, absolute silence. The air thickened, charged with an unseen energy. Jessica and her friends exchanged uneasy glances, their laughter dying in their throats. Anna felt a surge of power, raw and untamed, coursing through her veins. It was exhilarating, terrifying. Books flew off shelves, their pages flapping like frantic wings. Papers rose from desks, swirling around Anna in a dizzying vortex. Jessica and her friends stumbled backward, their faces contorted in a mixture of shock and terror. Anna looked down at her trembling hands, her mind reeling. What was happening? The rage that had been simmering within her erupted, fueled by the whispers, by the grief, by years of suppressed pain. It poured out of her, an uncontrollable torrent of raw power. She didn't understand it, couldn't control it. All she knew was the overwhelming need to unleash it. Her eyes locked on Jessica, the architect of her torment. "You!" she whispered, her voice hoarse and unfamiliar. The air around Jessica crackled and sparked. The other girls screamed, scrambling to escape, but the unseen force held them fast. Anna felt a surge of savage satisfaction as Jessica whimpered, her bravado gone, replaced by primal fear. The library was in ruins. Books were strewn everywhere, furniture overturned, the air thick with dust and the lingering hum of energy. Anna stood amidst the wreckage, her body trembling, her mind a chaotic storm of confusion and horror. What had she done? Jessica lay on the floor unconscious, her body surrounded by a faint pulsing light. Her friends huddled in a corner, their faces pale, their eyes wide with terror. They looked at Anna, no longer with mockery, but with a fear that chilled her to the bone. She was a monster. Later that night, as the sirens wailed in the distance, Anna sat huddled in her apartment, the events of the day replaying in her mind like a macabre film. She felt numb, detached, as if watching herself from afar. A knock on the door made her jump. It was her mother. She had never spoken about Anna's father. He had left before Anna was born, a shadow in the background of her life. Now, her mother's face was etched with a strange mixture of fear and sadness. "Anna," she began, her voice trembling, "there's something you need to know, something about your father, about you." "He wasn't human, Anna," her mother whispered, her eyes filled with a haunting sadness. "He was something else, powerful, dangerous." She took a shuddering breath. "He tried to protect you from him, but it seems some things can't be escaped." "Protect me from what?" Anna choked out, her voice barely a whisper. Her mother's gaze held hers, her eyes filled with a chilling truth. "From your heritage, Anna," she whispered, her voice barely audible. "From the truth about who you are. The daughter of the devil." The world spun, the room tilting precariously as Anna's carefully constructed reality shattered into a million pieces. She was the devil's daughter, and her powers had only just been unleashed.